Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Nora.
You know, when we first started tossing the idea around about this project for International Women's Day, you were the very first person I thought of. Because you were a teacher, is that right?
Yes.
And then while you were still teaching, you made the decision to run for municipal politics. So what drove you to that?
Well, I think it was because I was on with a wonderful group of teachers at school who were very much feminist in the age before that was even a word that was used. And they were concerned that the new council didn't seem to have anybody that was running that was a woman. So I ran in the election and I was the only woman elected.
So what was that like for you running in that campaign?
Well, the first thing you learn, which wasn't even a word in my vocabulary, was misogynist. And I was very upset going door to door and finding that mostly elderly people would say to me, it's a man's job, you shouldn't even be running. So when you get used to that, then you're sort of more determined than ever. It wasn't too bad on election night for when I was running for council. It became much more difficult when I ran for mayor, because this was the first time a woman had run for mayor, and it was received with a lot of skepticism and a lot of misogyny, even more so. One of the candidates said to me that it takes balls to be a mayor and that I would never therefore be elected, and that I was welcome to come to his victory party. And on the night itself, this gentleman said to his wife, when the results started to come in and I was not in the top numbers in the first two, "We've got the bitch now."
Oh, nice.
And so eventually when I was elected and my husband was still there, he said to him, "Who's got the bitch now?" So we had a wonderful team. It was the first time there were 4 women on council when I was elected as mayor.
So that was a really big shift.
Huge, absolutely huge. From one woman to being with 3 other women who were so like-minded and who were really looking to do things for the town. I mean, Jennifer Walmsley took on my dream of having a theatre and she ran with the whole idea of Theatre Orangeville. Janice Gooding took up the mantle and went with the farmers market, which is, look, it's successful even today. Anne Bush was on council with me, and when we started the whole thing about having transit and having a bus, that was her thing, the reason she wanted to be on council. These women had definite things that they wanted to do and to accomplish, and the things that we envisioned together and worked on. And the wonderful thing was to be able to say to these women, go ahead, run with this, because I know you can do it. I have been so lucky to have had groups of women who not only were my mentors, but they were my support group. And there was no jealousy, no envy, no whatever. They certainly didn't want to be on council themselves, but they were there all the time whenever anything was needed. They were out running door to door for me during elections. Just an amazing group of women. And I honestly feel that women need a group of women behind them.
So what advice would you give to young women that you would like to support now going forward?
Well, if you're passionate about something, everything's possible. If you really feel that you've got something to offer and you've got something that would be to the betterment of your community, not to the detriment, that you can get out there and with your group of women behind you, you can achieve anything.